We will start very soon. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome back to Creativity with DAIII Live. I'm your host, Don Allen III. Thank you so much for being here tonight. We're going to be working on making some awesome Cinema 4D style 3D typography, courtesy of a very special event happening today called the 36 Days of Type. So what it essentially is a challenge where there's 36 days, and each day they're going to be trying to curate all this beautiful typography art made by people. And so what's really awesome about this is it's a unique opportunity for people like us, creatives, to get our work out there. So right here on the screen, which I'm going to share now, what you'll see is this is the site 36, or their Instagram page. This is 36 Days of Type, and they just started this week. And these were all made or at least posted this week, and it's phenomenal. People are doing some absolutely brilliant art. My goal this next 36 days is I want to at least get one of my letters on their page. I would be so thrilled. They have a pretty gigantic following, and they totally credit the artists whenever they make stuff. So it's a wonderful opportunity that I would encourage anyone here to do themselves, but also just to be a part of. It's called 36 Days of Type. They have some rules on their website. Check them out. It's 36daysoftype.com. And tomorrow's letter is D. So we're going to work on that tonight, very shortly. I'm just kind of getting these things. So for those of you that are watching this after the broadcast, be sure to kind of tune in. You skip around because it's going to take me a few minutes to get things sorted out. And the goal is to kind of work in Cinema 4D tonight and then move over into... Ah, dang it, I didn't change the thumbnail. It shouldn't be After Effects. It's going to be Photoshop tonight. Oh well, I'll fix this problem later. But yeah, this tutorial will be live on YouTube, and I'm streaming live to Instagram as we speak. All right, cool. I'm just double checking the feed. So I have a 30-second delay, so hopefully it helps with blah, blah, blahs. Okay, so what we're working on, so last night was the letter C. We worked on making this guy in a couple of programs, mostly Cinema 4D, and then we finished it up in Photoshop. The night before, we worked on the letter B. And so I'm kind of sticking with this retro 80s vibe as of right now. I'm not opposed to jumping outside of that. That's kind of what I'm thinking about doing. So let's get started. We're gonna go into Cinema 4D. And this is the project I had set up last night. And what I might wanna do, since I wanna change it up, I might actually want to use the letter D this time. So let's just go ahead and plug that into our program. And right now I have it set up where it's using these white icons to represent the geometry. So I'm just going to go ahead and make them pink. So for those of you that are watching this and you're like, wait a second, where'd you get all these cubes? You got to turn into the live stream on Instagram for me to share all those things. I only share some stuff in some places because I forget to record. But as of now, these were made in another tutorial last night using cloners and a system of arrays to kind of get that geometry going. Okay, so what we're going to do now is change our render settings. We want to make it so that, actually I'm going to move, let me see if I can move this phone over here so you can see it a little bit better. There we go. Also moving the microphone. Let me just double check that we're still broadcasting to YouTube. Yep, we are. Okay, cool. So what we're gonna do right now is we got all these settings and what type of theme. So we're gonna, my man Meatball on Instagram right now has asked what type of theme are we gonna be doing today. So what we're gonna be doing today is trying to stick with the retro 80s vibe. This was the B that I did earlier this week. This was the C from last night. And we're gonna try to stay within that kind of color palette and kind of in that retro vibe. That's kind of gonna be the goal tonight. So I'd already made this letter C last night, and now we're in Cinema 4D, and we're just trying to work with our settings here to see kind of what we're gonna get. So one thing is D could be for diamonds. So maybe instead of cubes, I might make these all diamonds. That might be kind of fun. So let me just imagine that real quick. Next, I'm also going to drop the render settings. I always up my render settings before I post because then you get the highest quality. But while we're working in it, I would not recommend having your settings on high. So let's go into our anti-aliasing options and change it from best to geometry. It's going to render faster that way, and it won't be as pretty, but you'll get the general idea, and that's all we really need when we're working in Cinema 4D, at least when we start. All right, moving on. Let me just render that out, see if it renders faster. Yeah, so that's much faster to get the result. Cool. So that's a D, but I don't really like this angle. So before I proceed, I'm going to save this project as 36 days of type. D, 36 days of type underscore capital D. There we go. So I can just differentiate. Let's rotate our camera around so we get some better angles. All right. So to move around, I'm using the numbers on the keypad 1, 2, and 3. 1 lets you pan around the canvas. 2 lets you zoom in and out of the selected spot. And 3 lets you do like a swivel. Oh, what's my YouTube? I think Don Allen III, all spelled out. I'm still getting used to posting to YouTube, so let me just double check that statement. Oh, someone's on YouTube. How do I respond to comments here and there? Hello! Okay, there we go. I can't be in two places at once. That might be a problem of simultaneously streaming. My YouTube channel name should appear as Don Allen III YouTube. Let me just see what that comes up with. Yeah, that will work. If you do that, you'll find my first test video that I did with live stuff. So that's how you can find the YouTube channel. It's going to be a better display on YouTube right now because it's my full screen instead of this cropped view that you're getting from the phone. But I'll be able to respond to comments faster on Instagram. So I'm still working on the best approach for this. Hey, what's up, Flunt? Flunt has some also pretty amazing art on his Instagram channel. Oops. All right, so we're rotating around here. Looking around for the best lighting situation with the letter. Let me render out a frame here. Okay, next I'm gonna want to maybe see what this looks like with a nice cyan reflection. What does that look like? Looks kind of poorly made. Great, let's try adding it somewhere else. Yo, yo, yo. What's up, Flunt? Alright, so we're moving on. We're in Cinema 4D. We're in the material editor. Now this is a great and very powerful tool for making your custom textures in Cinema 4D. I'm not going to be going into too much depth in this tutorial about how to use this, but you can always kind of just replay the YouTube video for this part because I want to kind of speed up the process a little bit tonight. So I'm just going to turn up the strength of my reflections a little bit and see what that looks like when we render out a frame. Cool, that gives us a little bit more details that I want to get. Next, I want to maybe replace, I have spheres in here. Ew, that looks gross. It's like, no, I don't like that. Let's try diamonds. So we could start with a platonic. Platonic is a thing with a shape. I don't know what it means. I just know what it can kind of do. Oh wow, someone just subscribed me on YouTube. Sweet. Thank you. I think that was Zach. Thank you for subscribing to my YouTube channel. Let me see if I can comment. Going around so many screens. Here we go. Thank you for subscribing. All right. Going back to this. So this is a plutonic. It's a geometric shape that looks cool. I actually don't know what the definition of plutonic is, but if someone knows it, you're welcome to share it. Hey, what's up, Sume15? Welcome. And Chocolate Milk. I love that Instagram name so much. Maybe it's because as a kid, being half black, half white, I was often called Chocolate Milk. The more you know. Now back to the shapes. We're on the platonic here, and I want to try to mess around with the type of platonic we have. We have a hexa. Well, that's great. It's just a freaking cube. That's not very fun. We have a hexa. We have a octa. Ooh, that kind of looks like a diamond. I might use that one. We also have a dodeca. Ooh, pretty shapes. Dodeca. And then we also got a Ikosa. And then we have a Bucky. Look at that. All different kinds of plutonic shapes. I'm going to work with the octa. And then what I'm going to do is kind of just scale it up and down on these axes. Where's that point? There we go. So we can change the radius easily, but we can also just scale it. So I want it to be kind of like a sharp diamond. And it almost looks like the Sims diamond. If I made that green just for a second, just for laughs, I think we would have the Sims diamond. I bet, so it's just a plutonic. There we go, Sims, done, easy. All right, now back to the tutorial. I'm gonna take away that green texture and I'm gonna shrink down the size of our plutonic shape here. To bring up the scale tools, the shortcut is E on the keyboard. And so I just want to make it kind of tiny. And then what we're going to do is that plutonic is right here. So I'm just going to rename it Little Baby Diamond. Great. Little Baby Diamond. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put the Little Baby Diamond underneath the cloner. And this is going to allow it to clone the diamond many, many times using the same array that I already built in the previous tutorial. So we're going to drag the little baby diamonds into the cloner, and then we're going to hide our spheres, hide our cubes, which are good. That's the hide. It's like the eyeball button in Photoshop. And now look at this. We have diamonds that are wrapping around the volume of our D, because D is for diamond. Everyone knows that. Oops, hello. Why can't I rotate? Please don't crash. Here we go. All right, so we can rotate again. What's up? Drop in some awesome exclusive. What are we doing? You hacking? I'm not hacking. What we're doing tonight is we're working on the 36 Days of Type Challenge. It just started this week, and essentially you get 36 days to make a new letter every day, and tomorrow's letter is D. And the one I made last night was the C. That was really fun. We did some Photoshop, and then before that we did the B. So tonight we're doing the letter D. And let me just check in with YouTube real quick. I don't know what to watch, Instagram or YouTube. LOL, I don't know either. Oh wow, I can't spell at all. Anyway, going back to things, I wonder if there's a way to detach the comments section. Let's see, is that a thing? Oh my god, they have that. Pop out chat. That's freaking awesome. Look at that. So now I'll be able to see both comments at the same time and hopefully be able to respond better than just being all confused. Okay, awesome. Now I can see both comments. All right, we're back. We're back. Hello, hello. Low-key Eric. The bee is fly. Hey, thank you so much. I appreciate that. My goal for the 36 Days of Type is to get featured on their account. Hey, what's up, my man Meatball? I just learned how to detach the comments on YouTube, so now I can watch them live. So you're welcome to watch on YouTube, and I'll probably be able to respond to the comments better now. Okay, so we need to up the amount of the D's, because there's not, oh wait, maybe there is enough. I didn't see the inside of it yet. So the reason why this kind of the curved part of the D is disappearing is because I put on this thing called a compositing tag. And what this does is it allows you to say, hey, I don't want the camera to see this when I render. But if I want it to be rendered, I just gotta check it back. So now when we render it out, we should be able to see the smooth D along with, there we go. So we're able to see both now. Cool. Very cool. Next, we're going to continue working on the object. So let's go into our cloner tag, and I'm going to up the amount of these diamonds. So I'm just boosting up the count a lot. But it doesn't look very different. So let's change the random seed variable. So that kind of just runs a random math equation to kind of organize them differently. Cool, let's render out one frame. My me starts with a D. Oh, your name. Your name starts, oh, perfect. Then this is for you, Space Station crew. And that rhymes. All right, here we go. So for those of you that are watching on YouTube, I'm simultaneously broadcasting to Instagram. And if that's annoying, let me know in the comments or just give the video a good dislike and I will not do that. or at least I'll consider not doing that. Because I'm still experimenting with the best way to share content. But anyway, we're back with the D. I put a light source. I just duplicated a light back there because I want to see more reflections from the back of it. Let's make another light. And by doing that, we can just hold Command, drag the light to a new layer, and that makes a duplicate of the light. Oops, we got to make sure we're selecting it first. That's light 2. I'm going to duplicate light 2, slide it over here to the side, and place it just a little bit back in the Z-axis over there. Not too far back. And then rotate around the D. Looking a little spiky. Spike-ly. Spike D. Spikes. Okay, here we go. So we're going to move this up and around. I'm trying to see where the light refracts the nicest. Next, I'm going to change this light and give it a slight pink glow. Or a purple glow. So that's just going to add some different colors. Let's render out a single frame. Oh, God. So there's not enough dingus. D can also be for dingus. You're right. I didn't even think about it. There we go. So I want to keep a little bit of space in the opening of the D so that we're able to actually see contrast, or else it might look like a different letter. All right, so I'm noticing that this light is just way too close. So what I'm going to do is send this light backwards. Oh, and also, God, it's set to 200. Look at that. Why'd I do that? It's at 215%. That's just silly. That's why it's too bright. Let's just set it to 100%. Render out that frame. Oh, there we go. Much better. So let me bring back the dingus light. Wherever the dingus light is. I can't find it. I lost the dingus light. Oh, there it is. We're going to bring it closer again because it's not at 200%. That's just silly. Are you going to do it in Photoshop? Yes. I will move to Photoshop. Ideally, in the next... I'm going to try to get everything done in 3D in 30 minutes. That might not be possible, but that's my goal right now. Alright, scene by camera. Let's turn off the D layer. Cool. So now we get all of these shapes. No, I'm going to turn it back on the camera. I need to see that. What if this was purple and the diamonds were blue? Ooh, that's pretty interesting and ugly. That's cool. I like that. Welcome 4x4Ren and Reddit. Yaharya, welcome. Thank you for joining Creativity with DAIII Live. For those of you just joining now, we're doing the 36 Days of Type Challenge. It's an awesome opportunity for creative folks to feature their work on a really, really popular Instagram page known as 36 Days of Type. And they feature all sorts of stuff. Just to give you a quick little sneak peek, here's not the YouTube channel. This is the Instagram page of 36 Days of Type, and these were all submitted today because today's letter was C, and yesterday was the letter B. Look at how creative these people are. Like, look at this. Look at that. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So my goal is I want to get one of my letters featured on their page within the next 36 days. And I'm also going to try to do a new letter every single day or night, or whenever I seem to find time that I'm not working on freelance or working a full-time job. That's when. All right, here we go. So what are we going to do? Ooh, this is kind of a cool angle. We get to see all the speckles. It almost looks like a sugar-coated material. Okay, let me make the diamonds a little bit smaller. Let's just decrease the radius. Oh God, that's 0 radius. Okay, getting closer. Nope, too far. Let's go right about there. Ooh, little sparkles. Too much. That was too much. Okay, let's go back. Going back. So I actually ran a physics simulation through this. So if I hit play, it's going to send all these diamonds skyrocketing away from each other, which I don't want, but maybe I want like one frame of it. Kind of looks like a Ben 10 Met material breaking bad. Oh, I get it. Oh my God, you're saying this looks like blue meth? Oh no, but the children. This is sugar covering the material for the record. Okay, I'm gonna render out a single frame real quick. I want to check on the reflection channel. Sweet, we're getting some pretty nice reflections in here, especially on that inner side of the light. I actually want the purple material to be a little bit more reflective. And you know what? You know what I might do? Let me run one frame forward and see if it breaks it. Whoa! So this is what I mean. I ran a physics simulation on this, and it's just shooting all the diamonds away. Let's render that out real quick, see what we get. That's kind of cool in its own way, but I really do want to keep the consistency of the diamonds being closer to the mesh. So let's go to our first frame by hitting Shift F, and then hit G to go 1 frame forward. And now we're going to render that frame out by hitting Command R. What do we get? What do we get? Let's see. Ooh, it looks bad. I can't even tell what letter it is. It looks like it's like rock candy if you didn't want to eat it. So I'm going to go back to the first frame. I like when all the diamonds are kind of organized in the same dimension. This is that something? Okay, trying to read. Interesting. All right, so I kind of like where we're going with this. The one thing I'm not liking is just that I can't see lots of cool details in the purple reflection. So I'm gonna actually go into this channel, go to our reflectance channel, and change some things around. The main thing I want to change is the reflection strength. So I'm just gonna boost it up a little bit. And let's go right back into our material or into our preview panel, render out a frame. Okay, that's all right. Now what I want to do is check what my sketch and tune layer looks like. So my sketch and tune layer is a cartoon effect that I already worked on last night, and I kind of want to use it as brand consistency. And this is what it is. It's creating these lines as if it's like a vector being drawn. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to turn that material white so that it looks like everything's super duper shiny. And then we're going to render 2 passes. One pass is going to have the artwork without the lines, and another one with it, so that we have a lot of flexibility in Adobe Photoshop to do lots of cool stuff. What's up, indie art? Long time no see. Welcome back to another episode of Creativity with DAIII Live. Right now I'm actually streaming live to YouTube. So if you want to watch it in full screen, you can go there. This is on YouTube, and I have my cartoon character doing the talks for me. It's great. But if you want to stay here, then you are welcome to stay here as well. We're doing the 36 days of type challenge, and this is day A, B, C, D. Day 4. This is day 4. Cool. So I'm going to go into my sketch and tune material now. It's right over here. We double click it, and that brings up our very friendly material editor. And what we're going to do is we're going to change the stroke color to a white material. There we go. Now let's zoom back out and render out a single frame. And what we should get is some nice white highlights on all of the diamonds. Ooh, pretty. It's actually a little bit too thick of lines. I'm going to change the stroke thickness. I think it's at 4 pixels right now. Oh, it's at 3. Let's set it to 2 pixels. Oh, not 17, 2 pixels. There we go. Close that out, render out a single frame by hitting Command R on the keyboard. Here we go. All right, I like that. Cool. This gives us a lot of flexibility because we're going to do some fun stuff with the background, with reflections. Okay, one thing I want to maybe add, or at least work with, is maybe deleting the Fong tag. Now, for those of you that don't know, a Fong tag is represented in this program with 2 orange dots. And what it means is it tells that layer, whatever layer has those orange dots next to it, it's telling the 3D program to blend hard edges together. So it creates this illusion of smoothness. But if you delete the Fong tag, then it's going to preserve the hard edges only. So what we'll see right now is the Fong tags are turned on the letter D. So it's pretty smooth of the curve here. But if I turn it off by just deleting the Fong tag, so I'm just going to hit delete on it, and we render out a frame, we should be able to see the harsh lines that are formed by this curve. I didn't make too much of a difference. Probably because my lights aren't set up very nicely. Oh well. We'll do it a different day. But for now, I just want to work on making this look better, because my goal is to get featured on their channel. Oh, here we go. India says, these days I was in school, so you know, study. Yes, studying is important. I have no problems with you needing to study. No hard feelings. That's like better come first. And I know nothing about this, but I think it would be cool if the inside of the D were darker. Spacestation.crew. That is a great idea, and we can actually do that, and I do plan on doing that, but I'm going to do that harsh texturing in Photoshop. I'm a little bit more comfortable, but maybe we might be able to just move a light. There's probably a light that's too close to the front, so let's swap them. Let's move let me turn off a light. All right, what did that do? I just turned off one light. I turned off the front light. Whoa, that looks cool in a kind of different way. All right, let's try turning off a backlight. See what we get here. There we go. Let me try that one. Let's render out this frame. Going, going, going. All right, cool. So that made some nice separation. So I don't want to delete that light, but let's at least take the intensity. Look at that. I made that 200% as well. That's what's going wrong. Let's go 100. This is the backlight. It was a little too strong back there. So let's see what we get now. Rendering, rendering, rendering. All right, cool. So now it's a little bit darker. It's got this slightly like bluish tint added to it, which I'm okay with. One thing I also will notice now is I want white lines here, not just on the vertex. So to do that, we got to go into our render settings, jump into our sketch and tune tag, and go to our lines, and you can check can't speak today. You can check what type of things that you want the lines to be impacted by. So right now I only have it on folds, creases, and borders. But if I want those, I probably want the edges. I just want the edges, and maybe we're gonna want intersections. That should probably do it. Let's check it out by hitting Command R on the keyboard to render a single frame. What are we gonna get? Zooming in here. Oh no. Oh no, I don't want the lines there. That's unfortunate. Okay, I forgot which one did that. I checked too many things. Let's turn off intersections. Let's see if that fixes the things. Here we go. Intersections is turned off. It's still there. So I gotta turn off more things. This explains why I did that. I forgot why I had all those turned off. I normally don't run into this problem when I'm working on the letters, but you know, nothing's perfect. All right, I guess it goes without it for now. That's fine. This kind of reminds me of the Pop-Tart. Oh my gosh, my voice just cracked. That's great. Anyone remember the Pop-Tart from the 90s that had blue swirls on it? Let me do a blue and purple Pop-Tart. Does anyone remember this Pop-Tart? Do you remember this? This thing is no longer made by Pop-Tart. I think they got in trouble because it was just too much sugar. It was in fact, I think it was just sugar. But I love the color scheme of this Pop-Tart. It's got these nice blue cyan gel, and that's what's inspiring me right now is these Pop-Tarts that I have never been able to see since I was a kid. Anyway, that was a total tangent, but that's what's inspiring these colors right now. The band Pop-Tart. Okay. Cool, so we got both of the art pieces made. We have the version without the sketch and tune, and we have one with it. Here's without the sketch and tune, so we get to have our reflections in there. And that's what's up. Oh, you said me. Oh, you remember. Good, my man Meatball. How old am I? That is a terrific question, and the answer is 24. I am 24 years old. Haven't had Pop-Tarts in a long time. All right, so what we're gonna do is move to our global illumination and ambient occlusion. These take longer to render, but they make things look prettier. They just do. Most things. Sometimes it ruins stuff, but very rarely does it ruin things. And so while it's rendering, you can just see what it's doing. It's calculating where light should be bouncing off of every object next to each other. This is a different form of calculation than its RAM preview, and it involves more time, but the result will be, hopefully, fingers crossed, smoother transitions between light and color, and ideally more realistic glow and ambient occlusions. Let me just check in with YouTube real quick. I can see your comments now. Someone named, I can't pronounce that name, Jaoa. My man, oh, it's Indie Art. Oh my God, Indie Art, you're here too. That's crazy. How can you be in 2 places at once? What is this? Oh, this is wonderful. Thank you for commenting, being the first one to comment on my YouTube channel. All right, so we're rendering a oh, dang it. It takes forever. You're not supposed to do that. I hit scroll and that messes up. That makes it so you have to re-render. Silly, silly me. Oh well, my bad. Cool. Well, it was kind of looking pretty, I think. So we'll keep working with that. Let me make it so we can see a little bit more of our edge here. There we go, and just kind of go right about this angle here. I'm thinking of, I was talking to one of my friends at work named Jenny, and they're also doing the 36 days of type challenge, and they're doing something genius. They're keeping the same theme with all of the posts. Because right now, all mine look different. This was the B I made 2 nights ago. This was the C. But I'm thinking of maybe making it so that my next letter looks more similar to this. And maybe create some consistency. I don't know. We'll see. All right. So I'm going to render out 2 frames now. And then we'll move into Adobe Photoshop. And that's where I think a lot of the real magic happens. So stay tuned. And if you're watching this and it's not live and you're watching on YouTube right now, skip ahead to about 15 minutes, because I think that's about how long it will take me to get there. All right, so we're rendering out another pass of the higher resolution version. Oh, I just remembered a hack. One hack you can do is you can change the size of this preview window, right? Like really tiny. And oh, I don't want to move the light. If you do this, it actually it makes it so that your computer is doing significantly less calculations and also lets you render faster. This is only true so far for me in in Maxon Cinema 4D. This is not the case in Adobe After Effects or Premiere. You have to manually change preview and playback settings. Okay, here we go. So now it's rendering much faster, but with a lot more details. We get this nice kind of shadow occlusion formed right here. I actually want to strengthen the shadows. So I'm going to up the contrast strength there, and then we get some nice little shadow detail around the edges there. I want these all to be stronger though, much stronger. So what we're going to do, it looks like the diamond's in a big D. The diamonds are in a big D. Yes, I think that is what it looks like as well. All right, I'll see you soon, my man Meatball. Okay, so we got the D. We got the D, and it's colorful. We have some ambient occlusion. I want to start playing around and making the shadows a little bit stronger. So I'm going to go into the ambient occlusion and up these samples. Uh-oh, I think my phone's about to die. Let me switch on a different power source. Did I do it? Yep. All right, we're good. Close the power. All right, sorry about that. We're going to go to the contrast and up the contrast. Not 19%, just something small like 6%. Then I'm also going to boost the sample size to maybe 20. And that should hopefully make those stand out just a little bit more. I don't want to go crazy here because a lot of that work will be done in Photoshop. So again, we're just going to render out another preview. And while you're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and check back in on YouTube. Cool, cool, cool. Pop-Tarts, delicious. Music, great, that's playing. Pop-Tarts, deliciousness. Cool, live feed still works, that's good. Oh, my character looks all slouchy. I need to fix that. Okay. Cool, what do we get? Ooh, cool. This is what I wanted. I'm happy with that. All right, I'm ready to move into, oh wait, I just want to change the angle, but I'm happy with the contrast settings. So let me just change the angle. What does that look like? Huh. Let me zoom in over here. Or maybe I'll just bring the settings back up. Huh, I don't know what to do here. Come on. What angle looks appealing? I want to make sure it's still like legible, but also unique and fun. Alright, so let's try that. What does that angle look like? That's just straight on. Straight on, straight up. Rendering out some high quality details. There's a chance that I might not want to use the highlighter. Oh, bottom left corner maybe. Okay, let me take a look after we get this render preview. Oh my god, render, can't speak. Here we go. We will give it a shot of that corner courtesy of spacestation.crew on Instagram. And we'll take a look at what that angle looks like. I just want to see what the render preview looks like here. Cool, cool, cool. Interesting, interesting. See if I can zoom in. There we go. Okay, the diamonds are looking pretty shiny. And it's looking like bejeweled. Okay. Alright, so I want to try spacestation.crew's recommendation here. So you said bottom left corner. So do you mean like showing the bottom left corner of the D like this? Is that what you're referring to? Like that? Or I'm not sure what you meant, but I'm trying. Oh yeah, you said yeah, so let's see what it looks like right here. Okay, let's give it a shot. Let me just oops. What's going on? Why can't I click? Okay, whoa. Alright, and then let's pan it so that it's centered still. And so everything's still in frame. Let's render that one out in high res real quick to see what we're getting. Thank you so much for the comments and the feedback. This is very helpful. And I appreciate your time on this live feed. Alright, moving around, taking a look at what we'll be working on. Probably going to use some of these lens flares that I made in optical flares. It's a different wonderful program by videocopilot.net. You can make realistic looking optical flares from scratch. So I use that to make all these optical flares. Alright, let's see what we got. Zooming in. It's taking a second to render. No rush. Come on, come on, come on. Ooh. I really like that. That's pretty cool. I like that one a lot. Let's see, and then I'll also be adding the white lines, so I'll bring back those details, which will be great. I might want to do one thing to this is a bevel, because right now the edges are extremely harsh edges. It's like night and day from one plane to the other. So what I might want to try is adding a bevel. So let's save our camera position. Uh-oh, there's no camera. Oh my god, let's actually save the project. Project is saved. Now let's add a camera. Great, so we got this position kind of locked in. Thank you so much, Space Station crew. And what we'll do now is I want to see what it would look like if we just slightly bevel the edge of our letter so that it's not a harsh cutoff line. To do that, we're going to select our letter. Right now it's mislabeled because it was C from yesterday, so I'm going to relabel this to a D and also make this a D. And what we can do is just go ahead and bevel the edges. To do that, I'm going to select the D. And then I only know the shortcuts, so this might not be too helpful, but I think you go U to bring up all these different options. Let me zoom in here. And there's so many, and you just hit the letter and then it immediately brings it up. So I think the bevel tool is in here somewhere. U, oh no, sorry, it's not U, it's the shortcut's M. Nope, where is it? U, or no, okay, so you hit M, there it is, all right. The shortcut, you hit M, and then you hit S, and now bring up your bevel tool. So MS, so now it is able to bevel. And then we can zoom in, because we're not in the camera anymore, and we have the D layer selected, and we can go in here and just kind of start to bevel the edges. That's weird, it didn't do it. Let me try it again. MS. No luck. Interesting. Normally this works. Wow, I'm really not seeing anything. How bizarre. Let me try applying it to a different layer. Also nothing. Okay. Psych. It would be crazy if you put some minors inside the D. Whoa! That would be sick. Oh my god, NDR, I love that idea. I love that a lot. Okay, let me try to think of a way to do that. Okay, thinking, and got it. I will find an image on YouTube, on Google Images, to reference and kind of make a character in there, kind of plucking away. I think that would be really sick. Thank you so much, Indie Art. That's a freaking awesome idea. Thank you, Indie Art. I'm typing it down so I don't remember, or so I remember. Indie Art 07 for suggesting the minor. The minors? The minors. Okay, there we go. I'll do a minor. I like the challenge, so let's give that a shot. Let me render out this frame real quick. Okay, I think we're done with rendering. Let's export this, bring it into Photoshop, and kind of start to wrap this up, because, you know, it's time. Let's kind of just angle this around a little bit better. Cool. Cool. We got enough headroom on the sides. It's going to be a square export. Just double checking here. Yeah, that looks good. There's enough space. It's centered. Now it is time to export this. So let's go into our export settings. Bump everything way up. Go into the freaking best settings. Change it to the best. Nope, the best. There it is. And then now we can go into multipass. I'm not going to do the multipass. I'll just do it manually. Turn that on. That looks good. Sweet. It's set to medium. Maybe we'll set this to high. That'll take a lot longer, but whatever. Okay. Cool. We got that. It's 1280, 300 DPI. That's super high resolution for printing. Great. And I'll just save this as the letter D. And this is going to be the reflection layer. Awesome. Double checking it's saved to the right spot. Yep, 36 days of tight, D reflection, save. And we're good. So that's the first export. So I'm gonna hit the export button. Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs. That's sick. Oh man, that's pretty clever. I should have done jewels of all different colors then. I like that though. I wonder if they will not count it if it's using somebody else's art, like Disney stuff. But while that's rendering, I'm going to prepare the second pass. So we're gonna just hide our render preview here, and we're gonna go into our render settings and change it to just our sketch and tune layer. We'll leave all the settings basically alone, but the main one that we cannot forget is the alpha channel. It needs to be turned on. Okay, it is. So we're good. And it's a PNG. What's your specs? Ooh, let me check real quick. Actually, let's see. Oh wait, I can't check it here because I'm streaming live. I don't want to show my serial stuff. But I have 32 gigabytes of RAM. It's a Core i7 quad-core processor, and it's got an NVIDIA GeForce graphics card. I can't remember, but those are generally what my specs are. All right, so this is good. Sketch and tune. We'll save it. Output looks kind of. Oh, we gotta change it from reflection to call it the D lines. There we go. Great. We'll save that, and then I'll hit another render on that one. It's like, oh no, external render is recalculating the image. Do you want to stop? No, I do not want to stop the render. Just got to give it some time. It's doing its thing. Let's see what the estimated time is here. It says a minute has passed. Oh, it doesn't say the estimate time. Okay, whatever. I used to cry when I put my files on render. I know. I remember those days. It's taken time. So much time rendering. I feel like a significant chapter of my life has been spent rendering. Like, if I calculated how much, because I've been doing motion graphics and design work for about 10 years now. If I calculated how much of the time I've spent rendering, It might be like 3 years. Oh my god. One day the computers maybe will be so fast and so affordable that rendering people will be like, you render? Wow, that's so old school. Like, I can't imagine a time when you actually need to render. How fun would that be? I have similar conversations like that with people about storage space with gigabytes. I remember like one of my dad's first computers, I think it had a gigabyte of space, like the whole thing. And that was like an expensive high-end computer. That's like so many bytes of information. You can do so much with a gig. And now we look back and we're like, what? A whole computer was a gig? My phone has 128 or 32. Okay, it says Harshavistava says, yes, I'm waiting for Intel i10. Oh my god, 128 gigabytes of RAM. That would be so sick. Welcome back, Just Jericho. Today we are working on another letter of the alphabet. We're working on the letter D, so I can submit this tomorrow or tonight for our awesome 36 days of type challenge. This is the challenge. Let me see if people start posting for the D yet. Let me reload this page. Okay, no, so they haven't loaded the D's yet. So these were all submitted today. Look at how awesome people's artwork is. These are so creative, so creative. And I want to be one of them. So what I'm trying to do in the next 36 days is get one of my letters, just one of them, featured on this page. I would love that opportunity, and I'm going to try my best to get on it. And if I don't get on it, it's fine, because it was a wonderful experience to kind of build a solid collection of something of consistency. I'm not too good at brand consistency on my Instagram page. Sometimes I'll do videos, sometimes I'll do photos, or vectors, or drawings, or graphics. It's just, I can't decide. I can't make up my mind. All right, cool. So this one's rendered. Now let's render out the line pass. So I'm just gonna hit the render button. This one should render much faster because it doesn't take into account reflections. It's just gonna be two color. Oh no, I forgot to turn off panel. I meant to just do the line art. That's fine, we'll have 3 renders because that was quick anyway. Let me turn off the line art in our compositing tag here. Make sure it's not seen by camera. And then let's rename the third pass to be D-lines, no purple thingy. I'll know what that means, I hope. Cool, rendering it out now, and where's that button? Boom, rendering it out. Get 3 different passes. The background of the animation should be a cave aspect full of crystals and spider eyes. That sounds so freaking dope. I wonder if let's see, let me think about this in my head real quick, how doable that is within an hour. Let me see. Background should be aspect full of crystals. Huh. That might be doable. I need to do a test first before I say yes, but I think that's doable. I'm gonna apply a transparency tag to all of the data now, so that what it's gonna do is it's gonna make sure that only the line art is gonna get rendered. So I don't know why, but it keeps rendering extra stuff that I'm not asking for. So I'm applying a transparent material to everything. Okay, so let's see what that does. Let me rename this 4th pass, blah, 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 blah. Great. Export that guy, let's see what we get. I'm hoping it's just gonna be a bunch of lines. Uh-oh. Okay, cool, yes, we got it. It's just a bunch of lines, which I will use. That's actually a little too chaotic, but whatever. Maybe I'll do one without the diamonds so that we just get the nice white outlines of the D. So these are all these renders that we're doing right now are about to become layers in Adobe Photoshop. And it's good to have these layers because it gives you flexibility and control down the line. You don't have to be working in fear of, like, you know, oh my god, what if I don't want to do this or that? Have no fear, just do a different layer. Alright, let's render out this frame. Sweet, that one was super fast render. So now we look at this, we got all these different passes. We got the one that has all of our reflection data. Let me zoom into 100% of the size of this real quick. So we got one with all the, oh damn it. back to 100%. Let's go 100. We have one with all the reflection data. We have another pass of reflection data with white lines, or sorry, color data with white lines. We have another pass of just the lines and color, and then we have another pass of just the things of no color, and then we have one of just the outlines. So all of these are going to make Photoshop life so much easier. Oh, and there's the C from the other day, and the B. All of these ones are fun to make. Okay, so we got the D's, so many D's. Trying to think, I'm brainstorming real quick. Okay, those blue diamonds look really cool. Hey, thank you so much. So one note, indie art, I've taken some consideration into the cave idea. My only fear with doing that is it might be distracting for the eye if there's tons of material in the shot. But I'm, down to give it a test real quick to see if that works. So I'm deleting all the transparency tags real quick, and I'm actually going to hide the letter D and reveal our plutonic shape and reveal our cloner tag. Why is it invisible? What's going on? Oh, I made it invisible. I'm sorry. All right, let's delete that, and then let's bring it back. What's going on? Where is it? Huh. All right, we just lost everything. It happens. That's weird. I don't know where it is. There's nothing here. Okay, I might have broken something. Let me go back in time. Alright, thing is back. I'm a fan of suggestions. That's why I want to give it a shot. I'm just scared that it might be too distracting for the eye, but I need to see if that's true. Okay, so we got these back. Let me hide the D layer from our page real quick. How do I do that? Come on. Oh, seen by camera. Cool, it's off. So if we render out a frame real quick, what are we getting? Hello. Cool. Alright, so now, since this is a physics simulation, I'm going to apply my color to those diamonds. And then what I'll do is go forward in time. And maybe I can actually use these diamonds as the texture for the background inside and see what we get. Interesting. Doesn't look very cave-like, but it might be a helpful accent to have. You know what I'll do? I'll have it rendering in the background so that once it comes back, we may be able to use it. So I'll just do potential background there. Potential background. All right. Cool. So many layers in Cinema 4D. We're ready to move into Adobe Photoshop now. So I'm just gonna have this rendering in the background while we go into Adobe Photoshop. The second half of the tutorial. Where are we? Hello, hello. Where is Photoshop? There we are. Yay, our C is here from yesterday. So we are going to kind of work off a new panel and then kind of pull assets from my other letters to make sure that they're kind of consistent with each other. So I'm going to make a brand new Photoshop canvas. And it's going to be 1280 by 1280. So just do 1280 by 1280 pixels. There we go. 72 DPI. I'm actually going to bump that up to 300 in case I want to print this later. It's always fine to downscale that later time. There we go. So we got a blank canvas. Awesome. Let's take the artwork from our layer by just right-clicking on it and saying show in your Finder or your Explorer if you are on a Windows or PC device. And let's drag all these reflections. I'm going to organize these by date modified so that all these ones just came out of today. And I'm going to bring them into our program here. And it's going to ask for permission. So I just hit OK, hit OK, hit OK, hit OK, and hit OK. It says could not place the 36 type. Oh, that's fine. I accidentally dragged the Cinema 4D file in here. Don't put that much crystals in the cave. The D have to be more attractive. Oh, okay. I might blur them out though, like a bokeh effect. Potentially. I'm not sure yet. So like the other pieces, I like to kind of have a dark background for separation. So we're going to add a black square to the back of the canvas. And we're just looking at the different layers that we rendered out. So let's start off with this one. And then I'm going to bring the D layer on top. So it's a nice way. And then we're going to set this to a screen filter. And so that kind of just defines the shape a little bit. Then we're going to bring the really messy version up here, and we're also going to set this to screen, and that's going to get rid of all the black values that were inside the shape, and it looks super messy. So what I'm going to do now is use my eraser brush and make a duplicate of that layer, and with the eraser brush we're going to rasterize the layer, make the eraser gigantic. Oh, that's already huge. Let me bring the brush size down a bit. And I'm going to erase away spots that have too much going on. So I'm just going through with the eraser brush and kind of eliminating some areas that are problematic. This is just, I want to use this kind of as a way just to add, what's it called? Just texture, just texturing to the letter, but not so much like a defining aspect about it. So right now I just dropped the opacity of the brush so it's not dropping at 100%, kind of slowly drops it off. And then we can go in there kind of harsher lines and kind of erase some of them away. You could do like a diamond of the D shine and illuminate the cave. What did you say? You could do a diamond, do like the diamond of the D shine. What does that mean? The diamond of the D shine. Huh. Diamond of the D shine. I'm going to set this to overlay. Ooh, bad call. I'm not going to do overlay. That was kind of a weird effect. Although it's not too bad. Oh no, it looks like the live broadcast is about to end. I'm going to continue working on this one and then maybe start it back up so that I can do the rest in Photoshop. But I'll just do a short one for the next half, just a 30 minutes broadcast. Oh yes, it says you could do like the diamond of the D shine and illuminate the cave. And some parts of the cave stay dark. Yes, that's a good call. We will keep the cave as dark as possible. Just to experiment with that idea real quick, I'm going to duplicate this layer. Actually, let's check on our render in the background. How's it doing? Is it over? Okay, it's still rendering all that data. That's a lot of diamonds. Oh boy. That's a lot going on. Okay. Whoa. It's looking pretty though. I kind of like it a lot. It might be a good accent in the background. So let me just wait for that to render off. Anyway, going back here, let's refer back to our other one. So we need to add more dark values into this. Oh, dang it. I have 34 seconds before the broadcast ends. Bummer. I will start it back up though with another one shortly. Alright, so we got all of our layers exported from Cinema 4D for those of you that just joined. And we're going to move into the next kind of phase in a minute. Let me move the YouTube comments over here. Alright, sorry. The broadcast ended live on Instagram, so I'm just kind of finishing up the posting for that part there. I'm just making a little post reminder of what we got. Okay. Sorry about the wait. I'm just reviewing the frames that we have here in Photoshop, sorry, in Cinema 4D, just to make sure that we're on the right path here. Okay, looks good. This one looks fine. Let's not use the C. We'll just kind of use these ones. Yeah, this should be fine. Okay. All right. Cool. Just made another post to Instagram. Sorry about the wait. It says you can make the diamond in the D shine and illuminate the cave in the dark parts. Have the eyes of the spiders. Ah, I see what you mean. That would be pretty cool. Let me see what we can do. I'm gonna go back to Instagram now and proceed to continue doing this. Indie art. I think that's a wonderful idea. I want to see how doable it is for me to do. Doable do. All right. Let's bring that last PNG into the background here. And we'll send this straight into the background layer. And what I'll do with it now is kind of just save it out. There we go. So give me 1 second. Just gonna save that one out there. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. So let's darken it a little bit. Or actually, what I might do, I'm going to duplicate it first. All right, here we go. So we're going to duplicate the layer in case we make mistakes. I always love to duplicate in Adobe Photoshop. And what we'll do now is we have our duplicate layer. We'll take one of them, we'll hide it, and we'll go into our filter blur gallery, and we're going to try a nice little, it's called a tilt shift blur. It's in our blur gallery. So we're going to go to tilt shift, and what we're going to do is rotate our tilt shift around. Where is the rotation handle? I forgot. Rotate. Where are you? Rotation. Interesting. The rotation handle is not appearing right away. I'll maybe change it from a tilt shift just to an iris blur and a field blur. It's not working either. Okay, what's going on? Basic blur. Nope, don't want that. I want to have this be better. Oh, that's cool. They have a motion blur that you can do with a pen tool now. That's new. I have not used that yet. That's kind of fun. That's helpful, but I'm not going to do that right now. All right, so we're going to go into Filter, Blur Gallery, and change it to a nice little field blur. And a field blur has a camera quality to it, so you can turn on the bokeh, just like with a real camera, and you can change the bokeh color and the light range that you want it to impact. Alright, I'm just kind of messing around with those. We're going to darken it, of course, but I just wanted to first give it a shot and see what it looks like. Alright, so that's one possibility, blurred wise. And then, of course, I would drop the opacity a lot so it's kind of further back. Alright, so welcome back to Creativity with DAIII Live. I'm your host, Don Allen III. And right now, what we're doing is we're working on making some typography for the 36 days of type. It's a challenge that essentially encourages people to make some artwork, and you got 36 days, you got to make a different letter each day, and it's really fun. And right now we're on the letter D. This is the 36 days of type. Oops. Oh no, I made a mistake on the live show. Oops, I'm gonna have to cancel it. Hang on 1 second. Okay, cool, it stopped streaming. Sorry about that, I made an error with the camera setting. Okay, cool. So if you want to watch how we got up to this point, there is if you go to my YouTube channel, you'll be able to find the full tutorial. Okay, so we're in Photoshop now. We have our layers separated in a kind of peculiar way on purpose. We want to have some different passes to work with. And now we're working on some texturing and stylistic choices. Alright, so I got this selected. I'm going to use a nice little rasterized layer and erase some of the parts that should be behind the mesh. I'm going to up the opacity. There we go, and kind of just erase some of these ones out of here. This creates this illusion of depth. I'm just erasing lines that should be behind characteristic parts of the art piece. Okay, I'm just going through and clicking these ones away as well. Clicking those away. Anything that should have an intersection, I'm just gonna erase it. So I want to have some depth going here. Oh no, my battery's dying. Let's see. Okay. Odd, the battery's still dying. That didn't solve a thing. Huh. Alright, I apologize for the short tutorial. I'm having some difficulties over here, so I'm probably going to have to end the live stream. But thank you so much for watching Creativity with DAIII Live. I encourage you all to try the 36 Days of Type challenge. This is their Instagram. It's called 36 Days of Type. They have a lot of followers, and they feature all this beautiful typography that people make. These were all posted up today, all the letter C's. And then before we had all the B's, and tomorrow there'll be a bunch of the letter D's. And I'm just trying to make one of my letters get featured on their page. And if you get the time, you should give it a shot too. All right, thank you so much for watching Creativity with DAIII Live. Have a creative and productive day. Just ending the show. Just ending the live show.
And on Instagram, we're going to be doing 3D typography for the 36 Days of Type challenge. I encourage you all to join me in either Instagram or YouTube, and I'll see you there. Bye-bye. Yeah, this should be fine. And proceed to continue doing this. Indie art, I think that's a wonderful idea. I want to see how doable it is for me to do. Doable do. All right.
There's something about you. Dum 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 dum. It's hard to find. Dum 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 dum. Dun 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 dun. How do I end the broadcast?